So if you've just tuned in, guys, first off, you missed one of the most epic games, period. Go back and watch it. Go through the VODs, whatever you gotta do. Oh, sorry, one second. I pressed all the wrong buttons, because I'm really good at this. But we are back in action for the Acer Team Story Cup. You can see in the top right, the score is currently 3-3 between these two teams. mYinsanity versus Axiom. It's a best of 9 between these two teams, but a best of 1 between these two players. Stepping into the fray, he's got some big shoes to fill. It's going to be mYinsanity's player, Smile.
In the bottom position, as the red Zerg, it is Axiom's Impact.
Okay, so we kind of talked about this a little bit. We're already past the 8 SCV, so we're not gonna have any cheese in that regard. Give it a smile. For those who don't know, you may not have heard of him. He's not their foremost player. He comes from the academy team. I'm not sure if he's a seat filler, so to speak, or if he's actually got something in mind. Because the thing is, you can kind of joke and be like, whatever, he's not Joxy, but he's Joxy's teammate. Joxy may have taught him some sick one build that's like, look, you do this all in, hits before 7 minutes, maybe this is your best chance to take out Impact. And let's be honest, if you guys missed it, we had a show match not too long ago, Bunny versus Snoot, and that was like Bunny showing us some of the craziest Terran all-ins that Snoot, an incredibly good Zerg player, simply couldn't hold.
That's a good point. Thanks for reminding me of that. He did things that, Terran just really don't do anymore. It used to be back in the old days, you could do some weird, crazy timings and catch the Zerg off guard, and that was kind of how TVZ played out, which sometimes was the most amazing thing, but that really doesn't happen in Heart of the Storm, so it was really cool to see Bunny do something like that. Smile could definitely do something that isn't like entirely out there, something like a 2-base, just do a 2-base attack, which can catch any Zerg off guard, honestly, and result in a very easy win.
Well, as far as the opening goes for this, almost losing an SCV, not a great start. I think the woes of Terran trying to build things.
Yeah. Looks like he's not going to go for this, he's going to go for the command center next. Some people go for the second supply depot, some don't.
I've got it. We always kind of joke around like what you could like refer to like, SCVs building things. I think I've got it now though. Every race is just a bully. We're the kids trying to build like a sandcastle in the sandbox, it's elementary school, and like probes and drones are just the bullies who come by and like kick it in your face and like just make fun of you for playing in the sandbox in the first place. And you're like, dude, I'm 18, leave me alone.
Like, of course we have the engineer bay block, which is like, I don't know.
Haha.
Stealing someone's parking space, I guess.
Exactly, it's the most passive-aggressive thing you can do. But anyways, guys, we actually have the Reaper get the drone kill, which is kind of nice because it'll stop further harass, but also will shut down scouting information in that regard. But there are 2 overlords lurking about. Reaper heading across the map. Do you think he'll go for 3? Well, he's coming up on 2, that's for sure.
I will tell you in 2 seconds.
Well, the whole point was guessing before it finishes. But no, goes for 2. All right. It's weird. I really like the 3 Reaper opening. It's so weird because I never would have considered it. There's some things with StarCraft 2 that just get set in your mind, whether you're a player or a caster or both. And the thing is, like, 3 Reapers, this is kind of like that one really thing that's so simple, but you never really would have thought to do because it's 2 Reaper, 6 Elliotts every single time for half of a year.
Well, he actually doesn't even use second Reaper. He keeps it at home, afraid of those 2 lings to run by, and they actually were. But he got a good scout, and I guess he's okay with that. Zergs honestly have gotten really good at defending their drones, build canceling and whatnot, so I'm not entirely surprised Smile retreated so easily.
I'm gonna go for the Hellions here pretty quick. No starport on the way though, and no second gas. We're not gonna see Banshee follow up to this. I guess perhaps just looking towards that faster stim.
Yeah, and probably for a 3rd command. Actually, it's already building, so I'm actually a little disappointed in that. I mean, on one hand, if he is like a spot filler, then he's getting amazing practice that he usually probably won't get. So go macro, learn your mistakes for real. But on the other hand, 2-base attacks can really get you and your team an easy win, and that would be super good.
Is he gonna go for these back rocks?
It looks like it. He might start chomping away. We rarely have anything back there as a Terran player. I think SCVs transferring actually see the health, but otherwise they don't.
You'll hear the sound sometimes too, like a little like at the rocks if you've got vision of it, but yeah, just kind of leave him back here for the time being. I mean, he kind of did this last time on Heavy Rain, and we kind of were like, what is he doing? Because he had those 4 awkward Zerglings towards the south, but I guess just having the option of having them on this side of the map instead of getting boxed inside the natural is always nice to have. The potential of a counterattack is there rather than no potential at all.
I guess. I would really expect them to start chomping away at those. Maybe seeing you confirm the Hellions are away, so the rocks are for sure not going to be seen. But like I said, transferring SCVs actually see the rocks. Everything else doesn't. Oh well.
Well, the push already on his doorstep. Smile's going to find it pretty hard to get past the queens, I think.
Yeah, well, if they go out too far, sometimes they get really like excited that they're allowed so much creep through. They get really far, and you don't have any lings. Suddenly the Hellions run by. But with speedlings, and they know you have speedlings, oh, Hellion run-bys are so rare.
Overlooking get popped in, but those Zerglings are actually in vision of the SCV's mining. I just want to throw that out there. So perhaps realizing this, he skedaddles.
I really wonder what those were for. I guess they were just, that's just some place to keep them nice and safe and warm, because now they're trying to attack the front.
Yeah, bunker. Maybe if there's nothing in here, if all the units were across the map, this would be good. I mean, this is what I was kind of talking about. Like, maybe this is the late wall. Maybe it's just a small counterattack potential. But if he keeps these alive, I kind of think morphing these into Banelings and doing those run-bys like he did versus Joxy's third could be really effective.
Yeah, I think so. Smile actually seems to be making some macro mistakes, unfortunately. Of course, probably nerves. And, I mean, I don't think he's been played very often in ATC. I'm fairly sure about that.
But you know what? What other Academy player gets cast by, like... What we got, like, what, 1,500 people on our stream? There's probably like 4K on Take's stream. I mean, this guy, people are gonna know who Smile is, win or lose. That's for sure. Yeah,
unfortunately, this is how we're gonna set him up for the rest of any time we cast him. So, a bit nerve-wracking. And the reason I said it is because Engineer Bay was like, you always get double Engineering Bay. It's not like in Cordalis where you get one and then slowly out on the other ones. It's always double, and unfortunately, the other one was a little bit later. That is gonna greatly affect the 1-1 timings, which usually pair up very even. Zerg versus Terran now is gonna be just a little bit behind.
Yeah, normally weapon upgrades are, of course, where the focus is, but that armor combined with medevac heal is what's the difference of a Marine being able to kill 7 lings versus 2 type thing. So, it's nice that he's got that on the way now. We actually have Impact completing his 1-1 here very, very shortly, but this isn't surprising. This is, again, that sort of regular tale of Zerg versus Terran. You'll have the Zerg on 2-2 very quickly. But Smile needs to make sure he doesn't fall too far behind. We got a Baneling Nest on the way, we got Spire coming up soon. Impact's setting up to take his 4th here in the back. It's going to be very hard to get back here, even with drops, because you got to fly through 2 other bases to get there.
Yeah, it's a super nice. This is why I like this map for Zerg. It's just a super comfy 4th. Like if you can get past 3 base on the 4th, you're staying on 4 bases. No head-to-head engagements over there. This attack is prepping to try and at least clear the creep, which is pretty much the goal of this attack. But without medevacs, this is actually super dangerous. If Impact had Banelings already morphed and he noticed there weren't any medevacs, he could have run in there.
The nice thing about keeping the Hellions alive, though, is at least those will soak for the Marines. Oftentimes, you can try and stim and run away off of creep. You'll usually get away, but centrifugal hooks on the way. We'll have that speed to worry about shortly.
Where are his medevacs? He has to run back home to him? I mean, the whole idea is that you can stay there
forever. A couple wiggly wobbly Banelings gonna get to the mineral lines. Nice connects on the mules and the SCVs. Impact getting a couple quick kills there.
Very nice.
It's a very low investment as well.
I think nerves are really... maybe not nerves, maybe lag.
Yeah,
I guess lag mixed with nerves. Probably terrible.
We're on the Korean server right now, guys. He plays from Peru. I can't imagine this is his best case scenario. Splitting versus Banelings, trying to utilize Woodamines. This is going to be incredibly difficult for Smile. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, I mean, look at his macro. It's really slipping for multiple reasons, probably. So it's not looking too good right now. I know it's already only like 12 minutes in the game. We really haven't gotten much into the action. It's gonna start right about now, but I feel it's not gonna be too hopeful. I mean, already these are supposed to be filled with all Marines, not 1 and a quarter.
Yeah,
Marines.
And this gets scattered by the Overlords too. So the Impact's actually not pulling back to respond immediately. I guess he's expecting a push at the front at the same time, and that's usually what ends up happening, but a little bit delayed now coming across, stimming to try and make up for that lost time. Drop in the main, gonna try and, well, even with Reapers in here, gonna try and cause a distraction, but gets a Queen, not too bad. Picks up, now the 3rd base under assault. There's no Banelings over here, a couple Zerglings. They are morphing in, but can he get those, what am I connects that he needs? Picks up in the medevacs, not too bad.
That was kind of a good idea versus a good idea. Get the Widowmines to explode on the Marines, and he just picks up to neglect that. Yeah,
it's a cool move, but Hellions need to get involved. Sitting at the watchtower, whether it's a run-by for the mineral line or whether it's on top of this to soak those Zergling hits. Another Widowmine goes down, not quite going to get the hit it wants to. Another snap back. Not a lot of Banelings left. Not a lot of SCVs. They are going to go down. So, as you say, the SCV count is not exactly through the roof, but units getting wiped out here in the middle of the map. Mulas have no real answer to them. And the supplies is dropping very quickly for Smile.
Yep, already down to actually half already. Not looking
Oh, the bunker he may be able to hold though. The middle is just gonna be in Donate. I mean, third base is screwed. There's no getting around that. But
right, yeah. Third base is gonna go down. I mean, he might save with these Marines coming out because the Muta count is kind of low. Let me just save it. But he the Queen's coming. What are you doing?
I think it's mostly because he can type thing. But you know what? I want to joke about this a little bit, but Impact's been kind of the king of like really scary throw moments. Not that I think he could off of 4 bases at this point. Now with a supply lead, almost double that. In fact, pretty close to double that of Smiles. But yeah, it's always maybe a potential, but not going to happen here, not today. Bunker finally falls. No more banlings necessary. Mutalisks and Zerglings will swamp and overrun Smile. And I think, if I had to guess, we'll probably see Jakshi up next.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw out Stardust instead.
Really? I don't think Stardust PVZ is his best matchup.
Well, Impact has really strong ZVT.
That's true. I guess it's more of like the lesser of two evils type thing.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.